From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
If we hit $5,000 in donations, Miller's going in the dunk tank.
Miller, how you feeling about this?
It's cold. I'm afraid this thing's not going to hold me. Man, that is cold. This one's for the kiddos. Somebody will be here tomorrow to give the weather. I don't know who.
Good morning and welcome to Montana This Morning. So happy to see you all with us. We reached our goal, and yes, look who showed up for work. Miller did make it in this morning despite, going in the dunk tank yesterday. Big thank you to all of you for that. We raised $6,200 with just the morning show drive in just a few hours. So really awesome. Yeah, thank you all. It was wonderful.
A wonderful time. Our goal was 5,000. You guys exceeded that limit, and we can't thank you enough. Just thinking of all the kids out there that are going to benefit from this.
Yeah, it's going to be a great year for our program, and we'll show you Miller's date with the dunk tank in all its glory in just a moment. But first, again, we just want to say thank you. Here's some clips from yesterday. Yesterday's telethon, again, a big success. We raised almost $6,200. Wow. That brings our total for the year to almost $40,000 to provide free books to kids in Title I schools across our region.
And the best news is the Scripps Howard Foundation is going to match your donations, bringing yesterday's grand total to over $12,000. Wow.
Yep, and this year it's going to kids in Hardin, Lockwood, along with students at Pioneer, Ponderosa, and Broadwater Elementary Schools in Billings, and they're all going to benefit from your generosity. Again, a really wonderful day yesterday, seeing all of those donations come in. We know the community loves that watches this morning show is here for its kids, and so it's been really cool.
The outpouring of love and the money yesterday just shows you just what a great community we live in. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And we're still accepting donations through the end of this month for this year's campaign. You can scan this QR code. It'll take you right to the website to submit a donation. And the way it all breaks down, it's about $6 a book, more or less. So if you think about your donation, it's about $6 a book.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and we know generosity, of course, did lead the way. But I have a feeling some people only gave to see this George boy dunked in some cold Montana water.
Yeah, well, that was the theme yesterday.
It was cold.
It was cold.
Yeah.
I'm afraid this thing's not going to hold me. All right. Man, that is cold.
How are you feeling? I feel really good.
All right.
I want to meet you. I'm sorry. I'm Lindsay, and I've been trying to meet you.
Any last words, Miller?
No.
It's cold. It's cold. All right, Augusta, you ready? This one's for the kiddos. This is the skip. My heart is about to come out of my throat.
Okay, wait, there's
Don't you? That is cold. Good job. Good job. High five. High five. Good job. All right. That was awesome.
That was awesome. That was a lot of fun.
You did good. You got an arm on.
Yeah, I did all right. I'm going to work on it.
She hit that target twice, and it just didn't go.
I also hit it and actually pushed it in a couple times before, for the record. But then, of course, when the camera was rolling.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Well, you did good. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. And it was kind of warm on the top, you said, and the water was cold.
Yeah, as you got down. Yeah, it was a little warm on the top, but boy, yeah, when I went in, whoo, man, it got me. It was no No protecting me from that cold. But but it was for what I will tell you this. I brought a change of clothes and I dried myself off, and for a good 15 minutes I was shivering, even on
shivering,
even
yeah.
with the dry clothes. Yeah,
temperatures have really dropped this week.
It was a little chilly yesterday, but
a beautiful evening. Smoke had cleared yesterday. It was just nice
that's the big deal. Yeah, it's good that you mentioned the smoke. We are still seeing maybe a little light surface smoke here in Billings. I smelled a little bit when I was coming in from the west end. So and the further northeast you go in the county, probably still going to deal with a little bit of that smoke. Eastern side of Montana, definitely still some issues this morning, but we got some good news for you here in just a bit. Let's take a step back in time. Yesterday, milder than normal, and that'll be the case today. Our high of 84, overnight low on target where we should be. Bit breezy at times yesterday. It was a dry day, and it's been a dry start to the month, but we do have some rain in the forecast as we go across the weekend, and maybe even some strong to severe storms for some. We'll tell you about that with the main forecast coming up. Right now, we're sitting at 62. Dew points at 45. Winds out of the west now kicking up a little bit, 8 miles an hour. And you can see we do have these little pockets of energy coming through, little weekend pulses. So we do have a little bit of spotty rain around the area. Temperatures 50s and 60s as we wake up. And there's your air quality. Most of us were doing okay, but you can see eastern side, Miles City, Sydney. Broadus, you're seeing some improvement, but still not very good. Gillette, you're doing a lot better. This should improve as the day goes on. Will it linger, though? Will it try to come back for the weekend? We'll let you know coming up. Augusta.
All right, Miller, thank you. And new this morning, Billings West High School is losing its principal just weeks into the start of the school year. According to a letter posted to social media by Superintendent Erwin Garcia, Principal Kelly Hornby has accepted a new role within the district, though Garcia did not specify what that role is. Jeremy Carlson, West High's assistant principal, will take over the head job on an interim basis. Garcia says he will provide more information on the principal's search in the coming days. We'll continue to follow that. And thefts are proving problematic for Billings police, investigating nearly 700 so far this year. One local business is using a little shame to deter shoplifters, even convincing some to do the right thing. Q2's Diane Parker explains.
One Billings business is building a shoplifting wall of shame. It's designed to teach everyone to shop local but not steal local.
It's back to basics at Liberty and Vine Country Store in downtown Billings as staff members build a bulletin board of public shame, complete with names and photos reminding everyone to stop by the cash register before walking out the door with merchandise.
This one in particular, she did some price tag switches, so she wanted to buy it for a cheaper price and took the tags off.
The wall is owner Amy Pulaski's latest idea, though she tries to deal with things quicker when she can.
Either my husband or myself will approach them and we will get the items back.
But many who do swipe goods from this store end up returning the items in a very timely manner.
We had a lady who had stolen several items.
In this case, Pulaski threatened to blast the alleged shoplifter's face all over social media. The goods were returned the next morning with a promise from Pulaski to not press charges against a person with a criminal history.
We also told them that their information would be shared with all the other local downtown businesses in order to protect those businesses.
In her 20 years in business, Pulaski has never filed a shoplifting police report.
The jail is full, so when somebody does shoplift, they don't go to jail now. They get a notice to appear. I think a lot of businesses now try to handle the problem on their own, which means when somebody does shoplift, we just try to get our stuff back.
While she may have success, it's not something the Billings Police Department recommends.
You really don't know anything about the person that's stealing from you. If you're chasing them down the street and you're trying to, detain them to get your stuff back, that's probably not advised.
Lieutenant Lennox admits it's a drain on city resources, though, as 2 officers out of 9 at any given time on the streets need to respond to a call in progress. And with BPD investigating 691 thefts so far in 2023, it's certainly keeping officers busy.
Stop. Don't do it. Please don't do it.
Don't do it. It's stupid.
But if you do, Pulaski and the team say they've got plenty of room for you on their wall of shame. In Billings, Diane Parker, MTN News.
Thank you, Diane. The future of one of two measures creating a way to open charter schools in Montana is in question this morning. At the Capitol, a judge placed a temporary halt to the enactment of House Bill 562, which would clear the way for the state to create charter schools exempt from traditional public school rules. For example, teacher certification requirements. A Helena District Court judge says the new law might be unconstitutional based on the power vested in the Board of Public Education and locally elected school boards. The ruling prevents a new community choice school commission, which is what these would be called, under the State Board of Public Education from approving or denying applications for new community choice schools. However, the ruling does not prevent the commission from meeting, hiring staff, or approving bylaws. Another bill, HB 549, was passed simultaneously and created a way to establish charter schools run by local school boards at already established public schools. It's not expected to be impacted by this ruling. After a second run-in with humans, Montana wildlife officials have euthanized that grizzly bear that killed a woman near West Yellowstone earlier this summer. Q2's David J. has the details.
It's Bear Aware Month in Montana. Fish, Wildlife and Parks has some workshops set up to keep people safe at home and outdoors. The first chance to get some of that information will be right here at the FWP office at Lake Elmo. In July, a grizzly bear fatally attacked 48-year-old Amy Adamson of Kansas while she was running on a trail in West Yellowstone. This is not video of that bear. On Saturday morning, the grizzly bear broke into someone's home to steal food.
The adult bear was shot with authorization from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service because of the immediate danger that was posed by the bear's food condition behavior.
The 10-year-old female grizzly was captured in 2017 for research and has been linked to another attack that injured a person in Idaho. The grizzly's 46-pound cub will stay at FWP's rehab center in Helena until a zoo home is found. Incidents such as these were the motivation for Governor Greg Gianforte to declare September Bear Aware Month, and education will help with both grizzly and black bears. FWP advises carrying bear spray when hiking in bear country, which actually works best at about 30 feet away.
This stuff is pretty similar to pepper spray, so it affects a bear's, breathing abilities, their eyesight, their smell.
Chrissy Webb, FWP Communication and Education Manager in Billings, will be using what she calls an inert bear spray and letting people practice with it at the Bear Aware events. She advises keeping the bear spray in a good spot where you can easily find it.
Having it in an accessible location, and then I also like to say a consistent location. So, every time I go hiking, it's right here on my waistband.
And she says to stay alert and look for the possibility of bears in the area.
So just making sure folks are aware of their surroundings and aware of what might be in the area to make sure they stay safe and make sure these awesome wild animals we have in this state can stay wild.
In Billings, David J., MTN News.
David, thank you. And now we head to Sheridan County, Wyoming, where a new partnership is proving to be a solution to ambulance and EMT shortages. Local hospitals in Sheridan and Campbell County partnered up to form a new EMS service, Wyoming Regional. The move allowed them to replace the area's previous independent provider and combine two separate workforces. So far this year, Wyoming Regional EMS has responded to almost 2,000 calls, and the partnership appears to be paying dividends.
I think for the county, we've really seen some efficiencies in the collaboration between us and Campbell County and having that larger regional system. They've been an incredibly professional group and really enjoyed working with them.
This week, an open house was held for the community to learn about the EMS changes in the area. This week's thick layer of Canadian wildfire smoke may have blown out of our area for the most part, but our neighbors to the north are still suffering through the worst wildfire season in the country's history. Billings Flight Service pilot Rob Sperry actually witnessed the devastation firsthand, fighting flames in Canada back in May. He's one of several Billings-based pilots contracted to areas around the United States during wildfire season. Sperry says it's rare for Americans to go to Canada. He's used to them helping us.
The whole province of Alberta was pretty much on fire. They definitely needed the extra help for sure. It was that bad. We want to do what we can do it safely, do it efficiently, and make sure everybody goes home.
Sperry is currently on standby in California. During the peak of fire season, firefighters like him stationed all over the country, ready to step in where they're needed.